Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday and you're tuned in to the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isana Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. Back in, back out. Perfeet quits as UDP chairman again. 13th Amendment sparks debate. Public weighs in at Swift Hall. And kidney disease on the rise. Ministries unite to protect Belize's farm workers. These stories and more are coming up in just 1 minute.
Every night, I bring you the stories that matter, delivering the facts with professionalism and heart. As an anchor, my goal is to keep you informed, connected, and engaged with the world around us. But the news isn't just about the headlines. I'm Sabrina Daly, and each week we look on the bright side with stories that inspire, uplift, and celebrate the strength of our community. Join me every night as we uncover stories that inform, inspire, and connect us. I am News 5.
Welcome back. It's deja vu in the United Democratic Party. Michael Perfeet is out again. Less than a month after stepping back into the political spotlight as UDP chairman, Perfeet has walked away from the post he only just reclaimed. Now, if you're thinking, wait, didn't he just resign earlier this year? You're absolutely right. Perfeet initially bowed out after the March 12th general elections, which saw the People's United Party dominate the polls. In a move few saw coming, he was recently pulled back into the fray by Shine Barrow and Tracy Tager Panton, two key figures in a party still reeling from internal rifts. Perfeet agreed to return, but with a warning. If the infighting didn't stop, he wouldn't stick around. And that brings us to this past Saturday's National Party Council meeting, an event that not only excluded opposition leader Tracy Tager Panton, but also saw a virtual vote to oust Senator Patrick Faber from the party altogether. So, what went wrong? And what does this mean for the future of the UDP? Before we dive into the fallout, let's rewind to June 24th, when Perfeet sat down with us after reclaiming the chairmanship.
Well, on March 18th, I resigned as chairman. I thought that my absence would be in the best interest of the party going forward at that point. And since events that took place recently and before, both factions, if you could call it that, within the party reached out to me and indicated to me that they would like for me to rescind my resignation because they believe that at this point I could be of some assistance to have the party proceed in a way to have us heal and to have us have definitive leadership and for us to move forward. Naturally, I initially resisted, but in the best interest of the party that I love and I want to see move forward, I think it was important that if my colleagues were asking me to return, then I was obligated as a service to the party to come back and see if I can help with that process. So I agreed. I've presented to the parties involved that I have a certain vision and a way that I think we can solve the issues of the party going forward. We're in discussion with those, and we will see where it goes. And I am fully prepared to take charge of the party, so to speak, up until the point where we have a national convention and the people of the party can vote on who they want to be their substantive leader, first deputy, second deputy, chairman, and vice chairman at the very least.
And then came the warning shot. Michael Perfeet didn't just return to the UDP chairmanship, he came with conditions. And he made one thing absolutely clear. If the party couldn't pull itself together, he wouldn't stick around to watch it fall apart. Here's what he told reporters when asked what he'd do if the chaos continued.
I can tell you that all three of them fully support me coming back as chairman. I spoke to all of them yesterday and again today, and all three of them I won't go as far as to say that I was encouraged by them to come back to help with this process. But that to me is just a matter of details. We are in current discussions about how we go forward. I think there is a lot of positivity that was expressed to me yesterday and today, and I look forward to us solving this in the very, very near future. And hey, if it doesn't work out, I can always resign again, because if I believe that we're not moving in a direction that I've been promised we will be moving, then I reserve the right to say, well, I thought I was coming into an environment where we all accepted that we all go where each of us go.
Let's talk about something that's stirring up a lot of debate across Belize. It's called the 13th Amendment Bill. If it becomes law, it will give police some serious new powers. We're talking about the ability to search, seize, and arrest people in areas the government labels as special zones. Right now, all eyes are on Swift Hall here in Belize City, where a public consultation is underway. Members of the Briceño administration are sitting down with key stakeholders to talk through possible changes to the controversial 13th Amendment Bill. It's a high-stakes discussion that could shape the future of law enforcement in Belize. Our reporter, Brittany Gordon, is on the ground at the meeting and joins us now with the latest.
So we're here in St. Martin's de Porres at the Swift Hall, where the government is hosting a public consultation to discuss the 13th Amendment Bill. Now, this bill was proposed by the government, which would allow them to declare special areas throughout the country where police can then go and seize possessions, search houses, and make arrests, all without a warrant. This bill has caused some controversy amongst the public. It has caused quite a stir, as some people worry it will infringe on their human rights as an individual. But it is heavily backed by the police, which claim that it is a crucial part in their policing efforts, and it will play a key role in eliminating gang violence in the country. Currently, people are presenting at the public consultation about what the purpose of it is, and before we move on into the public discussions and hearing feedback from the public at this meeting today, we will be having a series of presentations before breaking for lunch, after which they will return around 1 p.m. or 1:30, where more presentations will occur. We've heard so far from the draft consultant of the bill, who has explained what exactly the limitations of it are and what exactly it will then allow the government to do. We've also heard from police to hear how it will affect their policing strategies.
And there's more. The bill also proposes a brand new gun and gang court, and it would even make past states of emergency, some of which were ruled unconstitutional, completely legal after the fact. That's raised some serious red flags, with civil rights advocates warning that this could open a door to authoritarian-style policing. Some are even comparing it to tactics used in other countries to silence dissent. So, what does this all really mean for you, your rights, and the future of law enforcement in Belize? In today's 5-point breakdown, we're unpacking the key takeaways from the controversial proposal.
The 13th Amendment is an amendment to the Belize Constitution, and the Constitution is the supreme law of Belize. The 13th Amendment seeks to address a scourge in Belizean society, which is crime. And as a matter of policy, that's not a bad thing. All of us are negatively affected by crime, and we want government to have certain powers, and we want government to be able to deal effectively with crime, because the Constitution creates a balance. There's a balance between individual rights, the rights of others, and then the public interest, public safety, public emergency. And so this 13th Amendment seeks to address those things in 3 ways. Number one, it recognizes the declaration of special areas. So you can declare certain areas special zones. It can be areas which cover the entire of Belize, or it can be particular areas. And within these areas, the declaration will be made as a result of emergency situations, as a because of crime, the prevalence of crime. So it's a crime fighting tool that you're giving the government to deal with certain areas, and within those areas fundamental rights will be suspended during the period of the declaration. So Part 2 of Belize's constitution provides for certain fundamental rights, the right of the inviolability of a home, for example. One of the things that the police can do within the special area is they can go into your home without a warrant. And so if this declaration is made, fundamental rights will be suspended during the period of that declaration.
There's a growing health concern that's hitting close to home, especially for men working in Belize's agricultural sector. It's called non-traditional chronic kidney disease, and cases have been steadily rising across the region. Now, the Ministries of Health and Agriculture are teaming up to tackle this issue head-on. Today, they hosted a sensitization session aimed at raising awareness about how certain working conditions, like long hours in the heat and exposure to agrochemicals, could be putting our farmers at serious risk. It's part of a broader push to connect the dots between occupation and health and to start taking prevention. We heard from the Minister of Health and Wellness, Kevin Bernard, who shared why this issue is now a top priority for his ministry.
Our workers, particularly in the agriculture sector, are facing daily exposure to extreme heat, persistent dehydration, and potentially harmful environmental contaminants such as pesticides and heavy metals. While the full science is still unfolding, the association between these occupational exposures and CKD is strong enough that we can no longer wait for more certainty before taking the necessary action. So this meeting marks the third in a series of sensitizations. Earlier in April, we engaged with our doctors. In May, with our public health educators and inspectors. And now we speak with you, leaders in the citrus, banana, orange, and broader agricultural and industrial sectors, as well as critical partners like the Belize Chamber of Commerce, the Mennonite community, and our national utilities companies.
That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.